speech printed out, but the unfortunate thing happened, similar to the ICJ hearing, somebody shuffled my papers. So thanks to technology, I'll be able to continue, but I won't be defending the allegations of genocide today. In fact, quite the opposite. Now, I've been thinking a lot lately about solidarity and Ireland's commonality with Palestine. It's heartening to see the absolute best of us turning out today, while the absolute worst of us burn down hotels for people fleeing war. Now, Ireland knows about oppression. There are symbols of it everywhere. We experience the toxicity of having a country that replaced colonial oppression with religious oppression. And it doesn't matter whether it is in Ireland, Myanmar, the Republicans of the USA, or in Israel. Whenever you have a situation where religious influences overtake the state, it means horror for those that are deemed lesser. And this is what Israel is doing to Palestine. It is significant that while we demand the liberation of Palestinians, that we stand just a couple of 100 meters from probably the biggest symbol of oppression in the city, Elizabeth's Fort. We even speak the language of our oppressors while describing our oppression. And that is an odd paradox. I do not want a Palestine that is marred by reminders of oppression. I do not want a Palestine where they are forced to speak the language of their oppressors to describe their own oppression. I want a proud, free, democratic, and self-determinate state of Palestine. The genocide in Gaza goes beyond anything we have seen in living memory. While privileged individuals moralize on the oppressed people's resistance, Palestinians facing Israeli violence cannot afford the luxury of moralizing while being gunned down or losing their hair and teeth because they're drinking dirty water. It is a privilege Palestinians cannot afford when their only crime is wanting to exist. Hounded into Rafah, waiting to be slaughtered while people tell us how an oppressed people should respond. But Hamas, but Hamas, but Hamas. I say, but Israel, but Netanyahu, but the Nakba. Israel is a country governed by an authoritarian, far-right government, one that acts with impunity because their allies place no value on the lives of Palestinians, or their own democracy for that matter. I refer, of course, to Netanyahu's attempts to subvert the courts of Israel. I say this too, closer to home, about Joe Biden and the Shamrock junkets. You won't influence a colonialist power that refers to millions of deaths as collateral damage. A boycott would send a stronger message than a whisper of righteousness into an ear that is not listening. A boycott means a boycott. No politician should place the donations from their American benefactors ahead of their humanitarian aims. It is called boycott, divest, and sanction, not plumb off, deflect, and sidestep. Now, I would also like to talk about one thing that is very personal to me. I am a bald man. No, that's wrong, sorry. I am a socialist. Sorry, that's also wrong. I am a gay man, that's it. And this is probably the biggest crowd that I've ever come out to. But don't worry. It gets better. As a gay man, whenever I speak about Palestine, I'm often reminded by those who support Israel that I shouldn't speak because I am a gay man. They say things like, gay people don't do very well in Palestine, or they say I'm a turkey waiting for Christmas, in mocking tones designed to silence a humanitarian voice. But it is because I am a gay man that I speak unapologetically for the human rights of Palestinians. These put-downs from Israeli supporters are a form of oppression that suggests that I should consider myself lucky and keep my mouth shut. It exposes homophobia and tolerance as mere tools of state oppression to pinkwash or to admonish those along political lines. I know well what oppression looks like, just as easily as I know what condescension looks like. It tells me that gay people can only exist as harmless caricatures. An intelligent, well-thinking, and dare I say it, handsome queer should remain in the closet. But this queer is well and truly out for Palestine. My advocacy will not be silenced. I will not be put in the closet for Palestine. I'm an out and proud human rights supporter. I do not forget Leo Varadkar's comments where he said it would not be safe for gay people to walk down the streets of Gaza. Well, I say, neither would I be, but who would be safe on the streets of Gaza right now? There isn't much of Gaza left. Israeli bombs are blowing up people indiscriminately, whether gay, bi, straight, man, woman, or child, it doesn't matter. But if there is one thing Israel were factually accurate about, is that they do not discriminate. Their bombs kill everyone. And their answer, but Hamas, but Hamas, but Hamas. I can tell you that a person of my age and older knows what homophobia and bigotry looks like. We have far more in common with Palestinian refugees than most people, because there are still people in society who think we too are human animals. Queer people also know that systems of oppression exist within systems of oppression, which is why we must come together and fight our common oppressors. Queer liberation does not end with the freedom of Palestine. That is just the beginning. Human rights are not selective. We can't pick up Palestinians and put them down like toys. The key is in the word human. The selective approach to Palestine is yet another step to dehumanize our Palestinian friends. The journey never stops. None of us are free until we are all free. And I say this as a warning to colonizers and oppressors who steal culture, language, and heritage. While I speak in the language of my oppressor, I say, Saoirse dul Palestine, Palestine, Bora!